Now that we've introduced the different styles of road bikes, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the recreational style. So, recreation, as the name suggests, is more of the entry into the road category. Maybe for someone that hasn't had a road bike before and progressing from a hybrid bike or a flat bar road bike and wanting to have a bike that goes a little bit faster, but also being their first road bike, they want to sort of get into the road cycling. So, recreational road bike, like all road bikes, firstly they're designed to be very quick. So the bigger diameter wheel, obviously with a skinny narrow tyre, allows it to scoot along very fast. The gearing of the bike supports being able to achieve a much higher speed. The weight of the bike, obviously a road bike is much lighter than any other styles of bike, so therefore it scoots along a lot quicker and a lot easier, especially say climbing a hill. And obviously those differences make the bike pretty committed in its use only for on sealed surface riding. So they're not the type of bike that you would take off-road at all, but I think people that buy a road bike understand it's all about speed, all about performance, and they're looking to get the most out of their cycling. So to explore the recreational style road bike first, what makes that sort of different for a customer? Firstly, the look at the geometry of the bike. So the first thing you'll notice is that the handlebar height and the saddle height, even though that they are adjustable, they're at a fairly similar level. So with a road bike, typically they're quite committed in their riding position for both aerodynamic and ergonomic advantage. So for someone that hasn't come to a road bike before, having the handlebars where they're not having to bend over so much allows them to be a little bit more comfortable and break into that position. So to do that, they increase the height of what they call the stack height of the front of the bike here. So comparing to other road bikes, this height here is a little bit higher. Obviously the customer can adjust and go down if they need to, but it provides a great starting position for when they get into the road cycling. Looking at the frame too, the frame is typically a little bit shorter in the top tube again, which again reduces the length the customer has to bend over to reach the handlebars, again to make it a little bit more comfortable. Also, if you look at the wheelbase of the bike, it's actually quite long, and that provides quite a lot of stability and also confidence for the rider. With a road bike, they're a much faster bike than any other type of bike to ride. So for someone coming off a mountain bike or a hybrid, they might find them a little bit fast and also a little bit unnervy to ride. So having that longer wheelbase provides them to be a little bit more stable at speed and certainly provide a lot more confidence as they're getting used to the bike. Other distinguishing things that you would find on an entry-level road bike would typically be triple front chainrings, and so you can see down here that compared to some other road bikes, you actually have 3 sets of front gears, and then depending on the spec of the bike, you might have anywhere between 7 and 10 on the rear. But having that triple front chainring obviously offers an extra gear option for the customer. Again, as they get into road cycling, and the gearing of the bike is typically quite tall, quite designed for that top level speed and loses some of the hill climbing ability. So a customer might be a little bit concerned that their fitness might not be supportive of that. So having the extra range of gears obviously provides some assistance if they do need to go through some hilly terrain. Other than that, obviously typical road bike distinguishing features, you have the drop handlebar, which is sensational in providing multiple riding positions, up here on the flats, onto the hoods, down into the drops. And so the idea of having those multiple positions is on a longer ride it breaks up the ride by offering multiple positions for you to stretch out and find a position that you're comfortable in, especially on, as I said, a long ride. You've got the integrated brake and gear lever, where you can see here that not only is it the brake lever, but also the gears are activated from the same control, which provides certainly a lot more safety in the sense your hands aren't deferring from the handlebar at all to control the bike, and obviously provides a much greater performance because you're on the bike pedaling away without any risk of losing control with taking your hands off. Other features that customers typically look for obviously is weight of the bike. So coming off a hybrid bike or a mountain bike where they've got a little bit more strength built into them for riding over different terrain, ropes trimmed so the bike lighter. Most bikes will become aluminium, and aluminium is nice stiff material. It's nice and light. It's not going to rust, so it's nice and durable. Being stiff though, it's a bit bumpy to ride. You tend to feel the bump, so a lot of customers really do look for a carbon fibre front fork on the bike like this one has. Carbon fibre is brilliant at absorbing road shock, and so you find that it actually really softens the ride up a lot in the front of the bike, and the great thing about that is that you're getting less vibration through the front of the bike through your wrists and arms, and so certainly a lot more control. And again, for that longer ride, you're not as tired and as worn out at the end of it. So in essence, the recreational road bike is designed for speed and performance, but it's done so in a way that introduces the customer to road cycling in a comfortable way. It's not scary and daunting. Just a really nice bike to get out and do some leisurely riding on the weekend.